Hey everyone, this is Amir Gad with Implant Depot. Today we have a quick video to show you how to finish an R2Gate surgical guide that's made through the R2Gate software with the MegaGen sleeveless and keyless system. So we have a surgical guide right here that just came out of the 3D printer. We only been through the washing process, so we washed this guide one time. So the first thing you want to do is always you want to take off your supports. Most of the time the supports are pretty easy to take out. Now you have took all your supports out. What I like to use now is I like to use this spur right here, and I like to go just run around these on these edges where the supports are and just make sure that we take them out. Always want to make sure you put your mask on. And I just walk through, touch all these areas that have supports on it. I stay away from the top as much as I can. Right. There you go. Then we have this little tiny spot, so we want to go ahead and get something smaller to go in there and try to get that cleaned up as well right here. All these tight spots, let's touch them first as well. Okay. Once we do that part, to make sure everything looks clean and nice, so we'll use this. Just lower that a little bit. This is just to make sure that there's no white material. It's gonna stick to the actual surgical guide. You can always reach out to me. I'll tell you where do I get all these little tools from. Okay, so now we've done with that part. Obviously this needs to go through a second washing phase, but let's use the actual tool. So let's take a quick look about what we have here. So I have these tools that I get from MegaGen directly. This is the hole trimmer. This is the trims the stopper. And basically this was supposed to look like this. It was an additional drill that I bought that I can use. And basically what I do is I cut that part and I use it, and I'll show you exactly how do we use that. So these are the three main things that I always need to finish our R2Gate surgical guides, just to finish these holes right here. And also I'll show you what do we do. We use these screw, which is going to be used in the surgery right here. We use that one as well to go ahead and trim the hole. So let's take it step by step. So the first thing is that I'm going to go ahead and trim these holes. So what I do is I use this because it makes this easier. And these you can buy them directly from MegaGen. And what I do is I go in from the top and I start turning it slowly all the way. As you see, it's cutting into the material right there. And I go in from the bottom. Okay, then I go to the next hole. I go from the bottom. From the top here. Go from the bottom. Sometimes it's just a little bit harder to go from the bottom, but it's always highly recommended that you do so. Next one. Some prefer to do the trimming before the curing. I like to, after the curing, I like to do it before, just because it's just a little bit harder. And if you're doing a lot of guides, just like what we do here, it actually hurts. So I'd rather do it while it's soft, when it's not cured. You can see all the extra material that came out. Now, so I trimmed the hole, right? And I have the second tool, which is basically, it cuts in to create the stopper. So you drop that in through it like this, and you just, if you get closer here, you'll see how it cuts. There you go, take it out, you take it to the next one. Take it out, you take it to the third one. go, and the last one. Once you do so, now I'm gonna go ahead with the last part. So this is the reason why I cut this like that, is that I put it in and I make it flush with the hole, and at that point I'm able to go ahead and bring the same burr again and just securely go around it while knowing that I'm not gonna eat anything extra from the guide. So I can cut it and it's not gonna trim more than needed. Take it out to the next one, put it in. Take it out. Put this in. Take it out. There we go. So now we've finished our holes, right? Next is to trim these anchor sleeves. So again, this is for the screw, where the screw is gonna go. As you see, it's pretty tight, right? The first thing, I'm gonna grab one of the drills. I'm gonna grab a 2.0 drill. That's a 2.0 by 11 right here. Usually I'd rather use the 2.0 by 13, but unfortunately it's a little bit busted up. So I'm gonna use that 2.0 by 11 because the diameter for the actual anchor pin is 2.0. So again, you're using the 2.0 drill to make sure that you get that in, okay? So what I do is, I grab my motor and I go to the top of the hole and I press and I go, oh, that's not gonna work. Let me use a smaller one then. 2.0 by 10. I'll use that because these one are the heads are tilted, so it's just gonna make the hole, it's gonna screw the hole up. It's not gonna make it fit perfectly. So I'm gonna use that one. Go in and out. In and out. In and out. See? Go in again. Just make sure it's all clear. In and out. Then I grab my screw just to make sure the fitting. What I like to do at that part is, I like to use any tool just to make it easier. I'll grab this and I would make sure it doesn't go all the way in. I'll take it out. Probably have to go from the other side. That's because the drill that we use is shorter. Sometimes you'll just have to go from the other side. This goes in and out easier. There you go. This is the type of resistance that you need. You don't need it to be loose. You need to be tight, right? See how clear it is. Make sure it's clear. Now I'm ready to go ahead and do that. Compressor. This is how it looks like. Some people like to use a yellow burr. I'm not gonna do that right now, but I just want to show you how it looks like. To go ahead and to go just like these ones right here, to give your guide that shiny look. Let me show you real quick how that would look like. But again, it's just harder to clean, and you're not gonna be able to get that into these tight spots. So you'll have a little bit of difference. You want to have that on low speed. Go in and you just slide that over. It will automatically give it that shiny look. you're looking for. You don't have to do that step again, but again, it's just a way that you can make your guys look a little bit nicer. And just walk around on low speed all over the place. And you'll see the difference once we are done. Okay. You're not going to be able to get all that yellow out from the very first time, but you will be able to, within the washing process itself, one last washing process, automatically you see already it's shiny. So you just go through that cleaning process. So now I'm only concentrating on the bigger yellow spots, nothing more. Now, I think it's ready to go into the washing phase. Put it into the wash, and let's see how is that gonna look like after we wash it. So this is after it came out from the wash. This is how it looked like. I like to always dry it up first before I take it to the next step, which is cure. Before I do that, let me go ahead and grab my model. So that's the patient. Oh, that's not the model. Yeah, right here. And I just want to make sure that the fitting looks good, right? And it looks perfect. Now, I'm ready to go ahead and take it to the next step, which is that cure. Depending on your material that you're using and the recommended specs. For this one, I'll go ahead and put in a light cure, and I'll put this one for 15 to 20 minutes until I feel that it's fully cured. Then I'll show you how it's gonna look like. So now our guy just came out of the cure, looks really nice. There's a couple of different things that we can do at this point to make it look nicer, but for the time being, I just want to show you this. So now you want to make sure you seat your guide. Before you do so, as long as it seats on a model, then it's good to go. Last thing, I'm gonna double check my holds, make sure it's good to go. So this is one of the drills from the MegaGen kit. As you see here, perfectly fitting. The next one, perfect, perfect, perfect. And I also want to double check this, which is the anchor pin. The anchor screw at that point goes in and out, clear, perfect. And now we have a case that's ready to go.